Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And it is Coffee Ann here on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us Friday morning, January 27th, 2023. This is Joe Callahan. With me at the Coffee Ann table, we'll say good morning to Melissa Murray.
Good morning.
Melissa. Nice to have you here with us.
Thank you for having
Dave
me.
Richards is here. Hello, Dave.
I am? Oh, hi there.
I've seen Dave for a few hours now.
Nice to have me with you.
Yes. And before we get into everything else, Dave, first message, please, from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
In my inbox, because I am a chamber member, so I know of what I speak. The inbox has got a bunch of things in here, I'll tell you, by golly. You're invited and all are welcome to the Women's Business Council. Cheers to 3 years. 3 years for the Women's Business Council.
Okay, good for them.
And that's coming up on March 21st at 5 p.m. But we know you ladies are busy out there, so you better mark it in pretty quick right now. At the Guild, I believe that's in Pawtucket, am I right?
It is.
The Guild. That is a nice little get-together. I don't know if it says all are welcome, so I guess males can come, right? Join us as we connect. I'm being flippant. I don't know. I thought business was business, but now it's a whole different thing.
It's for networking.
Yeah, men's business is no good anymore. It's
They don't they don't network
women's
as well.
Business council. Okay. Well, whatever. It's 2023. It's not the council's fault. Believe me. So anyway, as we connect, celebrate, and toast 3-year anniversary of the Women's Business Council.
Love toast.
All are welcome. If you're a member, $35. If you're not a member, $55.
All right.
I would suggest becoming a member. Look at all the savings you'll have. And of course, if you have a vendor or expo table, that's $200, includes admission for 2. All right. The chamber members are always welcome to bring a guest at the member price, if you're a member, and invite someone you know who's not a chamber member so they can experience the value of membership like you do. That's just one of the many things that are going on. I have a whole list of events over here. Like, for instance, what is today, the 27th? Yesterday, it was networking at Narragansett Brewery. I missed it. Next Wednesday, it's Welcome Wednesday, networking coffee hour, Big Sisters and Big Brothers of Rhode Island. I put the ladies first that time. I don't think that's the way it is on the charter, but whatever. And that's 8 to 9 in the morning at the Washington. It says sponsored by Washington Trust. What I got a problem here is that I got a safety setting on my computer over here, and I got to make sure I get that down. Okay, there we go. Now I can see all the pictures and stuff like that and where we're going. Free registration, complimentary coffee and pastry. That's coming up next Wednesday, the 1st of February. A very important day around here, Jim. Did you know that, Melissa?
It's not that important, Melissa.
February 1st?
Yes.
It's not that important, Melissa.
Somebody's having a birthday next February 1st. And I'm going on vacation, so.
I know. It's exciting. Don't be stressed.
Not me.
So while the cat's away, Melissa.
February 13th, the February
We'll
Eggs
behave.
and Issues breakfast. Governor Dan McKee will be speaking. He'll probably have some scrambled eggs, too, at Kirkbrae Country Club, 8:15 to 9:15. We always remind everyone that if a chamber event happens in the morning, you have dispensation to not listen to Coffee Ann and catch us on the replay. You do have to do the make good, but you can do it at a different time.
Because there'll be a test later.
Exactly, right. And then February 28th, the 32nd annual celebration. They used to call it the Chamber Annual Dinner. But now it's the celebration for 32 years. Not bad at all. And, of course, then the Women's Business Council anniversary party. Cheers to 3 years on March 21st, as I mentioned earlier. Just a lot of things going on with the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. In order to become a member, you have to call and get all the details. Membership dues, by the way, are tailored to the size of your business. If you have a small business, they're not going to just, charge you. You get all the member benefits for a prorated amount. Call up and find out what that amount would be for you. I can't tell you right now because I don't know the size of your business, and I'm not even sure who I'm talking to right now. I'm addressing the public at large. So So 334-1000. Call after 9 o'clock when they start answering the phones customarily at 9 a.m. That's it for now, Joe.
All right, Dave. You talked about the women-owned business thing with the
I
chamber.
was having a little fun because Melissa was right next to me, seeing
you
if she
know?
would kick me in the shins.
Maybe Melissa knows.
She
that.
didn't, by the way. She's a nice lady.
I've just
try.
heard of this organization yesterday,
Yeah.
and it's called Wolf. Have you heard of this?
I have not.
Oh, Wolfie! It's Mozart's birthday
Mozart-
today.
No, Wolf stands for Women-Owned Law Firms.
Okay.
They have their own organization,
Okay.
and they are called Wolf.
Well, everybody wants to belong to something.
Yeah.
Everyone needs an acronym
that's
too,
right.
An
right?
acronym.
and there will be a group. Then there'll probably be a trade group for them, a magazine, lobbies in Congress, and stuff like that.
You'll see them around the State House.
Five-legged baseball players. They have their group.
They do?
Of course they do. They're very exclusive. You don't get in with 4 legs, but it is something that's very important to these people who feel like they got to have their own group so they can feel normal around somebody.
All right. So when Melissa came in, I told her, "Hey, the sky's falling, Melissa," and she's like, "Well, what's happened?"
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Why is it falling today? I've heard this
This
before.
is why it's falling
Today. Okay.
And part of the blame is our own national news.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it starting last night.
Oh yeah.
CBS national news. The country's in turmoil. I said, "It is? We have to brace ourselves." We do? Over what? Well, this man down in Memphis was shot and killed by 5 Memphis police officers. And even the victim's family has come out and say, "We cannot burn down the cities we live in. Please, we need calm." My prediction? Nothing will happen. And you know why? Ready for this is the controversial
Well, I don't
part
know.
of the
There's
show.
always some idiot out
Well,
there
this
with
is-
a book of matches, Joe.
I know, but this is why nothing's going to happen. The man that was shot and killed is African American. The 5 police officers are all African American.
Right.
Nothing's going to happen.
But they've been charged with murder.
Yes, they have.
They have.
And they are
Right.
the police, and I understand that. There's a group
Right.
of people just hate the police, and that's just the way it is.
Now,
but it's not as large
but
as
the
if,
videos, the body cameras videos, will be released tonight.
Today.
We're told.
That's
I guess
right.
it takes them all day to Photoshop them or something. But
Make it
At
what we
6,
want it to be.
at 6 p.m., I guess, or
redact them.
around. Yeah.
Redact
they
them.
have to. Well, gee whiz, you have to worry about other people's rights and things like that,
I
right?
know, right.
I mean, because if on those videos there are other people walking by that aren't part of it, innocent parties, names, whatever, then and of course then you also. I would expect that they would be expletives deleted.
Take out the cuss words.
No, they will just put 1,000 cycle
Beeps,
tone right in
right,
over
yeah.
there at -6 decibels to go beep, just like you see on the pay cable TV shows
But that's all you're
on the
gonna-
fishing boat when they say that beep,
Beep,
fish
boat.
got away.
It's all you're going to hear is me and me and 4 me.
Well, it could be, Joe. But
and you, and that's all you're going to hear.
But that's why they have to process those videos before
Okay.
they release them to the boat because they know they'll be broadcast.
They're going to
And
go.
they don't
They're going to
want
go
the
viral.
Media, they don't
Yeah.
want the media
Yeah.
processing them. They
oh
want
yeah,
the-
them to do
So-
it.
Right.
Yeah, and
So
so,
those-
I feel like I've heard, because I've been keeping up on this
Mm-hmm.
story, that the videos are very disturbing
Okay.
and
Yeah.
very violent,
Mm-hmm.
and the victim's mother could not watch it for more than a minute,
Oh,
of
I'm
course.
Sure.
And so,
Why was he pulled over to begin with? All I heard was a traffic stop, and that's it.
correct.
So is it speeding? Is it
so
red
there's
light?
a lot. It's strange because there's a lot of information missing.
Okay.
So we don't
Right.
know what the initial,
We'll
traffic
find out
stop
about
was.
it
Yeah.
after the cops are acquitted. Then they'll tell the whole story.
Well, they've already been
Well,
fired.
look what just happened, Joe.
They've already been
They
fired.
have been fired and charged.
Well, we're
yeah,
gonna get,
already.
we're gonna get to
Already.
Dolan in a minute.
But look what just happened with that
Yeah.
police officer.
Daniel Dolan.
Right, down in West Greenwich.
Yeah.
Now, he's a sworn police officer in Pawtucket. His detail was a student resource officer in
School
Pawtucket
resource
School.
officer, yeah.
School resource officer. So he didn't wear a uniform all the time. When he's off duty, he's not wearing it. He's out in his personal car, and he's driving down 95, and this car whips by him at over 100 miles an hour.
So he
And
chases
so
him.
he follows him.
Follows him.
He confronts the driver in a pizzeria parking lot off one of the exits, and the guy's just belligerent and everything, and the cop has reason to believe that he's going to try to hit him to get away.
So he shot him.
Well, police officers I don't know what the rules are today, and it might vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, but my understanding is that police officers are obliged to carry a weapon with them at all times because
that, yeah.
there is the theory that a law enforcement officer is, while not on duty, is a
Is
law
on duty.
enforcement officer all the time.
Yeah. Or a peace officer.
A peace officer at all times, and should an extraordinary situation come up, they should act.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understood that, so I didn't get this whole thing of, you're off duty, you didn't have a uniform, you didn't were driving a cop car and stuff like that. Use of deadly force should not have happened. However, a police officer's training is that if your life is in danger, or if you perceive someone is about to hurt you, you may use deadly force at that time, or at least the threat of deadly force. And if the threat isn't enough, then you may pull a trigger. Now, that's what I'm told. As I say, the protocols from town and city to town may be different now, but that's what I was taught. So now you've got that going on. You have an officer, a sworn officer, who is in this situation. And but of course, the family is this is a road rage incident. The guy had no business pulling the kid over. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Seems to me there's the two different points of view there. But now that the
Was it
the
a
guy,
fatal? Was it a fatal?
No.
Oh no, got him in the
okay.
arm.
Shot him in the arm.
Oh no, he wasn't shooting to
the
kill.
victim's
Right.
fine.
Okay.
Right. No, the police officer shot to wound. So anyway, comes down to all of this. Late yesterday, he's acquitted, not guilty. Okay? Now the news stories, and this is just blatant editorializing. Now the news stories talk about what the kid did. Driving 100 miles an hour down 95. And revving his engine and lurching forward and stuff like that. That's in the news story now. Wasn't in the news story the last 3 weeks during the trial.
No.
Not once. Not reported.
Mm-hmm.
What the kid was accused of. Only what the cop was accused of. So you're only getting one side of the story.
Well, the cop's the one that's on trial, not the kid. So
I
that's
hear
why.
you. I hear you.
Yeah.
I would like to think that people who work for me are better than that, but I understand that people who work for other companies have different standards.
So now the cop, by the way, he was suspended without pay. He's now upgraded to suspended with pay.
Right.
And now the
that's
Pawtucket
because-
police are going to continue an internal investigation.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
That was
Protocol?
the civil. Once the charge was lodged,
Yeah.
he became a civilian, more or less. He's still a sworn officer, but suspended without pay. And now that he's gone through that process, now the cops, in order to readmit him into active duty, the protocol is they have to have their own internal investigation to see if he violated department rules.
All right.
Right.
The trial was to see if he violated Rhode Island law.
So the question is then, and because we're never in that, we're not in that situation, and we don't know what we do in the situation. But instead of shooting the victim, could he have shot a tire in the car
Well, okay.
to disable the car?
A valid question, Joe. However, I'm extrapolating it my own imagination here. You ever shoot a tire on a car, it doesn't stop the car within 2 feet before it hits you.
Okay.
It will eventually stop the car, but anyone who's heck bent on getting out of there is going to ride on a flat tire
For a
to
long
get
Seen
away.
it. I've seen it.
Exactly. So shooting the tire is not going to do it. Shooting the radiator is not going to do it. None of that stuff. It would eventually
Yeah.
You mean it's not like in the
disable
movies?
car,
No.
but
Right.
not
Right.
fast enough. So a trained observer, a sworn police officer, would go for the driver. Has to
Okay.
go for the driver. But obviously they shot to wound.
Yes.
They didn't shoot
So-
to kill.
So the driver was still in the vehicle.
Right.
Okay.
The cop said he was lurching the car back and forth, and so he shot
Yeah.
in self-defense.
And he was
So he thought
revving the
car's
engine
gonna-
and
yeah.
lurching the car forward. And
That
so,
was his
okay,
defense.
so great. No, you don't do this. Shut off the engine. Didn't comply. But now everybody's saying, well, how did he know he was a cop? Well, it's
Did he
like this.
identify himself as a cop?
Right.
He would have had
think
to.
he would if he's gonna
He would have
register
had
the
to.
gun.
You would think that would happen, that he would identify
Right.
himself as I'm a police officer.
It goes back to this. where everybody is the most important sentient being, and most of them are sentient, some of them aren't, in the universe. And so cops can't tell me what to do.
No,
I'm
no.
not doing anything wrong. You can't tell me what to do. And that's wrong. Tell your kids, tell your grandkids, tell your great-grandkids, for Pete's sake, tell every kid, teach them. When a police officer identifies themselves, or is uniformed, so that's an identification, tells you to do something, your best first course of action is to comply immediately. If the cops are wrong, there are laws for that.
All right. Before we take our break, back to the thing down in Memphis, Melissa. Do you see where the country's on? Ready
The whole country's on
turmoil?
alert.
On
Right.
alert for this.
Yeah,
We're going to be
and
burning down
so-
Los Angeles and New York over this.
No, Chicago.
All right.
Or any other place.
Chicago
I mean,
and Detroit, that's where it's going.
excuse me. Yeah, so it's everybody's bracing themselves for the release of the video, and so folks are anticipating that this
Something
video
will
is
happen.
good. Well, I'm sure that it's terrible. I'm sure that it's absolutely awful, and it will
Yeah,
spark outrage.
If they would describe
But
it that
this-
way to prepare you for looking at it,
right,
yeah.
right, like, oh, this is really bad. This is very disturbing.
Or does
gotta
this
be-
put the
But-
idea in the heads of people, let's say, that are in Tucson, Arizona? Oh, here's a reason for us to go out and do and be and wreck the place because we're mad because of
Maybe
what happened in
some, like-
Well, there are-
Maryland of this person that I don't know.
There are a lot of people who just are looking for an excuse, you know.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Right. But there will be people who will be genuinely outraged,
Well,
as
yes,
they
they
should
will.
be, and protest, peacefully, hold up signs, walk down the street, but like,
No, burning the cars.
don't
like they
burn the
did in
cars,
Atlanta.
don't burn the cars, right? But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that did
Yeah, it's happened somewhere.
happen, right? As
Okay.
people become outraged,
We
it's
gotta
very
take a-
emotional.
We got to take a break here on the Coffee and program. So Dave's fiddling with his laptop right there. He's going to give us a little more information about the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
Very little. I gave them an awful lot of information the first time around, Joe. So now that we finished with that message, we'll just tag up and remind you. 334-1000, area code 401-334-1000. Give them a buzz after 9 o'clock this morning and find out how Chamber membership can help you with your little business, your side hustle, or whatever.
This is Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group, 765-8880, with some simple advice about investing. The truth is, there is no simple advice about investing. The old days of financial uptrends and downtrends, lasting for days, weeks, and months or longer, are gone. Sometimes trends last only part of a day before changing direction. Investing is not an activity for those who cannot take the time to study and see each twist and turn for the opportunity that it truly presents. Since 1987, I've seen them all, and I'll invest your money the same way I invest for myself. Carefully, very carefully. And it won't cost you a nickel to talk about it with me. So call me, Ed Carew, at 765-8880 right here in Woonsocket. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
Local and live at 99.5 FM.
That's us, and welcome into Coffee In on ON AM and FM. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Dave Richards. So we not so great news coming out of Pawtucket. Hasbro's going to cut 1,000 jobs. It was a disappointing
it's just
holiday
the beginning,
season.
Joe. 10,000
It's already
here,
started.
5,000 here, another 1,000
10,000 with
over there.
Microsoft, another 1,000 with Wayfair.
Right.
Now it's another 1,000 with the Hasbro, and there are other companies that are cutting
Sure.
right now across the country. So we're just part of the group.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and the government still didn't I hear someone say on the radio recently, we're not in a recession. You can't have a recession with 3% unemployment.
That was Ed Carew.
Oh,
Because he says it doesn't fit the formula.
Right.
The numbers don't work.
well,
that
first
it
of
should
all,
be a recession.
First
but
of all,
it is.
the lying federal government gives you the formula.
Yeah.
The lying federal government coerces state governments to lie because we can't have high unemployment. We can't tell people how many people aren't working because it causes unrest and doom and gloom and stuff like that. We've known for years that unemployment figures are a joke. They are not based on fact. They are based on a numbers game that suits the politicians. And that's really disappointing. So let's see what happens with your 3% unemployment now.
It'll go up.
Well, right.
Oh,
and,
gosh.
and no one really ever takes into account folks who have more than one job. Like, unemployment rate is really low. Well, I know many people who have more than one job.
Because one job doesn't pay
because
enough,
one
you
job
have
doesn't pay
two.
the bills. So, right. Oh, good number. But the reality is that
Oh, yeah.
people can't afford to get everyday things.
The unemployment rate, for those of you who are just catching up with this, by the way, I'll repeat once again, sorry. The unemployment rate is based on how many people who are drawing unemployment benefits.
Not the
Not
unemployed.
how many people aren't working.
Yeah.
And of course, after, 32 weeks, 38 weeks, you're not drawing unemployment benefits anymore. So if you are unemployed for a year, according to the federal government, you are employed
All
Makes
right.
sense.
All right.
because you're not drawing benefits.
Yep. Today's the last day for Providence Police Chief Hugh Clements. He officially retires.
Good
after
old Hugh.
today,
We
and
hardly
then,
knew you.
He's only been here for 11 years.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought it was 10.
Chief
yeah,
of police
right.
down in Providence.
Just enough to get the new police station in.
And he had a 37-year career with the police department, 11 as the chief, and now he heads to Washington, D.C. He will be the director of the Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services
Bet you Gina got him that
for
job.
the U.S. Department of Justice. No, really? So he pulls a nice pension from Providence,
if
the state,
so
and
if I'm
then he
looking to
goes gets paid
retire-
down there.
If I'm looking to
Pretty
retire
sweet.
and I want a second career, I just call Gina up. Hey,
she'll get
Gina,
you. What do you got for me?
Remember me? I'm that rotten male that you knew back in Rhode Island.
Yes, I have nothing for you, Dave.
Yeah,
Just
that's
trying a year.
I don't know.
All right. You probably already know about this, Melissa, but a bill's been introduced in the House, at the State House, I should say, to ban smoking at the two Rhode Island casinos.
Oh, yes.
I heard about this.
Yeah.
I've heard. I remember when the stories came out, and
Yep.
back during COVID, and when they were able to reopen at the beginning, they said no smoking. Mm-hmm. And you talk.
But they knew it would drop the numbers, and they didn't want really big numbers at first.
No. Well, yeah, but the workers said the gamblers, the people that were gambling, had absolutely no problem stopping for 5 minutes and going outside.
Right.
Not one complaint that
And
they had
you
to
know
go outside
something?
and smoke.
That's a very good way to gamble, by the way. To
Yes, you
take
should
a
stop.
break every
That's
once in a
right.
while.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Take a break every once
You may
in a while. and-
contemplate
then-
your winnings or losings.
But then COVID numbers go down, and so the casinos decide, okay, we'll allow smoking back
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
Well, the smokers just say, well, okay, I'll just smoke inside now.
right.
But it's funny. It's Teresa Tanzi that
Yeah,
has put in
she put the bill in before.
Put the bill in, but she's from Narragansett, and there's no casino in Narragansett. I'm surprised.
No, but
someone
the-
from Lincoln or
No, but
Tiverton
the
put
Indian
this in.
tribe for whom the town is named wanted one time, so that's close enough.
Oh, all right.
I believe it was a
Constituent request.
That's right.
Well, yeah,
Yes, it was a constituent request.
that frequents the
I
casino.
want to go to Lincoln,
that
and I don't
works.
smoke, and I don't want
That
to
works
smoke.
at
Oh,
the-
a casino
right.
worker. Okay, well that makes sense.
An advocate. Yep.
And I've said it before. I never understood why down here in Lincoln, the smoking area is on the ground floor,
Yeah.
and the non-smoking is upstairs,
And
where the smoke rises.
I
Right.
know, I
I said,
know.
who decided this?
But soon, because so I was just there and I saw a
At
preview
Lincoln?
at Lincoln. 2 notes. They're going to have an extension that is going to be built, and they're really just going to go to like 1 floor because that makes sense. Like not to have like a two floor casino, and the new extension is going to be
A smoker.
it's not going to be non-smoking, but it's going to have like state of the art airflow, and
So what are they
smoke
gonna,
eaters.
Okay, what are they going to do with the top floor?
I'm not sure.
I didn't know they were planning to
get
do
into that.
this. Wow.
Yep.
okay.
So it's a really big extension. So you don't see it like when you're in the casino, but when the wall comes down, they're gonna have this and it's actually really quite nice. Like there's like new lighting. It's really cool. It's I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about it, but it's gonna
All
be it's
right.
very very nice. But on the other hand, I was there for about an hour, and afterwards, I felt not so great. Because of all the smoke.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you could smell it.
Okay. Well,
So
then it comes
I'm
down
like, it's
to-
kind of gross.
Well, how
right.
about how about this? Instead of there being a law, how come Bally's just doesn't say, okay, no smoking?
Because they won't.
Why not? They're
Corporate
really,
policy.
but they're really not going to lose money. Okay, they're going to go outside
They-
for 5 minutes. Okay, maybe 10, smoke, and they're coming back in.
Right, but if there's a perception that like, they want you to, it's gambling.
Continue.
They want you to continually play nonstop.
That's why they don't
right?
have clocks in casinos.
Well, I understand.
Joe.
I know that.
They
Right.
don't want you to
know the
perceive
time.
the time you're
That's right.
spending.
Oh,
Makes
I've been here
sense.
for 7 hours. Meanwhile, folks
How
are
can
bringing
you
you
tell?
cocktails
I've
and
gone
whatever.
through 2
right?
packs of cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
But
okay.
it is. I mean, I'm a non-smoker, and I detest cigarette smoke. So for me, it's really gross. And I do go to some casinos to see a show or whatever, but it's yucky.
All right. I know it's a corporate decision. Bally's is nationwide, but they can make a decision just for our 2 casinos there in Rhode Island. They're going to be non-smoking. Our one here in Vegas, well, that stays smoking. They can make decisions per casino. It doesn't have to be a company-wide decision.
They can.
So, but I guess they'll just wait to say, well, we have to do it because the law is making us do it. So it's not our fault, folks. Go blame the state. Mm-hmm. Go yell at your state legislature.
That's exactly what'll happen.
All right. So do you see it passing?
I don't know.
No,
I
really tough,
don't. I
yeah?
don't know.
Gee, I thought this would fly through. I thought everyone would be, oh, yeah,
This
okay.
is gone. This bill has gone in. This is not the first time.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So it's going to be a bargaining chip in June.
Yeah, okay.
All right. We'll get the votes if you give us the votes for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it's done.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody
So-
should see how your government is made, although the building's open for inspection.
The sausage.
All right, we want to congratulate Jean Michon. There's a front page story in today's call about it.
Well, it happened last week. Now everybody's talking about it because
Yeah, she
the 2
saved a
local
life.
papers have been talking about it.
Yeah.
My goodness, that's something else.
So if you haven't heard,
Nice
she
little
was,
human interest story.
she was cooking over at New Beginnings, and someone yelled out her name. She said it got real quiet all of a sudden where they were eating, and they called out her name, and there's one of her volunteers trying to help someone who was choking. She said the guy's turning purple. Most people say blue. He was turning purple. Gene, and you never know what you're going to do in this situation. Will you jump? If you're
Yep, you
trained
just
to do this,
think,
will
right?
you actually jump in and do what you've been trained to do? I know how to do it, and she did. She jumped in. She tried to do the Heimlich once, and then but his coat was too big to get the coat
Had
off.
one of those puffy coats.
Yep.
Do it again.
Absorbed her, yeah.
Do it a third time. Food finally comes out. Guy sits back down, starts eating again. Because he
Well.
was hungry. So
Yeah.
but EMS showed up. Someone did call 911, and that's good. Check him out. I think he declined. I don't need to go to the hospital. I'm
Didn't want to give a
perfectly fine.
name.
I'm
Didn't
still
want his
hungry.
blood pressure taken. Didn't
No,
want
none of
anything.
that. Please leave me alone and give
Hey,
me a
listen.
Coke back.
I'm eating chow.
That's right. And it's
Priorities.
priorities is right. I feel fine just now. So there we go.
Right. Well, she's a great lady.
And then she had to go back in and keep cooking.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Right.
Heaven knows what was burning while she was out there saving a guy's life.
Someone watch the stove. I'll be right back. Well, good for you, Gene. And she said she got the training. She went from Richard Severia, who
Yeah.
has those training classes
That's
over
right.
in
They
North
had the
Smithfield.
tourniquet class last year, didn't they?
Yeah, the bleed and
Stop the Bleed.
Stop the bleed campaign.
Yeah.
He actually has another one coming up, and it's sold out.
I wouldn't be
you can only
surprised.
teach so many people at one time.
Yeah, yeah.
So good for that. Good for Richard that knows how to do this. Able to teach other people how to do it. Jean takes the course. She says she wants to have CPR, which includes the Heimlich,
Yeah.
courses for all her volunteers.
Yeah, that would make
I
sense.
think that's a good idea.
It has cost her $3,000.
Oh gosh.
So-
How do you do that when you're giving away food every day?
You start a GoFundMe page, and
boy.
you hope people will give to it. So
But she's still got bills to pay from moving.
I know. So it's going to be a while. She
Yeah,
said.
it's gotta be on the
This
wish
isn't
list, I
coming down the. This isn't happening next week. This will be
Right.
happening in a while.
But that would make sense too if you can. But then again,
Mm-hmm.
volunteers come, volunteers go. You have to keep training new people.
That's right.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
gonna,
right.
It's going to
But it
keep.
doesn't
costing.
hurt to have a lot of people trained that way.
Oh, right,
I heard
right.
somebody say something. We should train kids in high school about this. I suppose it wouldn't be a bad idea, but it's just another day of no math, no reading, no,
I feel like I
science
did
or
get
anything else
some
that.
like basic training like that
in
high
health
school.
class.
Yeah.
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 I got CPR in health class.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. Not. I don't think the Heimlich, but I got CPR. You weren't certified. They
Right.
just showed you.
You were just-
This is how you do it. And
Right.
All right. Close enough. You got.
And then
it right. In case it
and then
happens.
folks were getting sued for breaking other folks'
Yeah.
ribs
Well,
while
you
trying
know,
to
yeah,
save
but
them. But now there's the
Rhode Island now
good,
has the-
now they have the Good Samaritan law. I
That's
was in
right.
high school a long time ago, so
Not as long as me.
Rich Elena is joining us from Post 85. Hey,
how's
Rich.
it going,
Good
Rich?
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The rooster has landed.
Yes, it is.
Nice to have you here with us.
Nice to be back.
We're going to see what's going on at the Post in just a minute or two here. It's time for the weather forecast being brought to you by Unbound.org.
Mostly sunny skies today with a high of 39 degrees and a light west breeze. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low of 28 and calm wind. Saturday's weather, mostly sunny skies and 45. Sunday, a tiny chance of a shower of rain in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy all day with a high of 48 degrees. Monday's weather, mostly cloudy and 43. Tuesday, partly sunny and 34. Wednesday, a 60% chance of rain and snow is likely. Partly sunny with a high of 35 and a breeze from the north. And on Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 28.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, sunny skies and 33 degrees. And girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor, and elder in Guatemala dreams of being part of a community. Reach out and change their world, and it will change your own. Unbound.org. Quality, compassion, community is Landmark Medical Center. But why choose Landmark? Here's why. You get the care you need without traveling far from home. Also, you'll receive heart care, wound healing, and preventative care and services. Plus, you get emergency care 24 hours a day, every day at Landmark Medical Center. Your community hospital is Landmark Medical Center, 115 Cass Avenue, Woonsocket. Visit landmarkmedical.org for more information. 4 women are running for Mardi Gras Queen this year. Let's meet one of those women right now.
Hi, my name is Tabitha Westerhuis. I am the head waitress at Missy's Family Restaurant. I am married to my wonderful husband, Jason Westerhuis, and I have 2 amazing children, Logan and Caitlin. I would like to be Mardi Gras Queen because I like to help out the Woonsocket community. And by helping, you can help me win Mardi Gras Queen by purchasing Mardi Gras raffle tickets, coronation tickets, and ball tickets at Missy's Family Restaurant. Thank you very much.
This Mardi Gras Queen vignette has been sponsored by Navigant Credit Union. Visit navigantcu.org. This portion of the Coffee and program is being sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
Since its founding in 1996, the Valley Breeze has been the trusted source for local news in the Blackstone Valley. Our readers and advertisers understand that shining a light on all aspects of our communities and doing it with some of the best local journalism anywhere makes these cities and towns better places to live in. We believe that truth has value and should triumph over rumors and misinformation. See valleybreeze.com or any of our 5 editions for more on how you can be part of this local news success story.
All right, it is Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, Rich Lane from American Legion Post 85. How are things at the Post, Dave? Dave,
no.
Dave, how are things at the Post?
Dave, how are things?
Well, the Post looks pretty good to me.
Okay, Rich, how are things inside the Post?
They're doing well. They're doing well. We're slapping some paint down there lately too.
Does it slap back?
Well, yeah, but we had to do the fire retardant paint. You know that type.
Oh,
Because
gotcha.
I guess there's a lot. You know, so hey, that's a law. That's a law. So we're complying. We're doing the right thing down there. But you know, I don't know how many people in Woonsocket actually know this or anything. But we're kind of in mourning down at the Post today. Rhode Island, Woonsocket, you lost one of your finest in the last couple of days. A gentleman by the name of William Reynolds, 99 years old. Mm-hmm. He was a member of our Post.
You spoke of him many times.
World War II veteran.
Right.
He was actually part of the Red Ball Express in World War II. Mm-hmm. He served in France, Germany, and Belgium. And we used to call him Wild Bill down at the Post. And Wild Bill was 99 years old, and he passed away this week. And you know, if you want to go pay your respects to a veteran, a hero from the greatest generation, the wake is at Fornia and Fornia this evening, you know, from 4 to 7. So if you say, gee, I want to just go pay my respects to a World War II veteran, go to Fornia and Fornia Funeral Home tonight and, you know, give the man a salute.
Was it today?
Farewell. Yeah.
2 to 4, 7 to 9?
No, 4 to 7.
4 to 7.
7 at Fornia and Fornia, yeah.
Right.
And, of course, the funeral tomorrow, which I will attend. But God, 99 years old, huh? We still got one left.
Pretty good ride.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yep, good run,
absolutely.
good
And Bill was a hot ticket. I mean, a tall, lanky gentleman. And we used to have we'd have our meat raffles down at the post on Sundays. And he loved to spin that barrel around and pull the tickets out. I mean, he got a joy out of it. And I believe his drink was a Pearl Harbor every time he'd come in. So
Really?
we'd set him up with a Pearl Harbor.
That's ironic.
Yeah.
I
But,
don't. What is
What's
it?
in it? What's in a Pearl Harbor?
Is it like what is
don't
it?
know either.
Japanese sake or something?
I have no
mean,
idea. I have
you don't
no
know what's in
idea.
it?
No, I'm not a bartender, so
Okay.
I don't know. But he enjoyed
I'm intrigued.
He enjoyed it. And,
Maybe I should look it up on an internet.
Yeah.
There you go.
Use
there
the
you go.
interwebs. Google it.
Yeah, Dave's over there promoting alcoholism, right?
We just want to know what's in it. I mean, and I'm sure you can make a non-alcoholic version.
There you go. And we're still collecting non-perishable items down the post. That when we get an abundance of them, like we had New Beginnings come in
Yep,
a couple of
I
weeks
saw
ago to
that.
pick up some
That's
of them.
really nice.
And I think in fact, I'm going to go down the post right after I'm done today and go down there and see what we got on the table and look at the commander and go, hey, let's get rid of this. We're
It's
starting
green.
to pile it up.
By the way, a Pearl Harbor is vodka, melon liqueur, and pineapple juice.
Ick.
Shake all three. Shake all three with ice and strain into your glass. There you
2
go.
ounces vodka, 1 ounce melon liqueur, 4 to 5 ounces of pineapple juice to taste. That's not that bad. With a lemon wedge for garnish.
Yeah.
Pineapple wedge for garnish, and
Fruity,
2
little sweet.
maraschino cherries.
Very refreshing on warm days. There you go.
So come on down right after the show today.
Pearl
and
Harbor.
we'll be
Have a
happy
Pearl
to
Harbor.
come on down
Please
to
a
the
Pearl
post. We'll be
Harbor
happy
for
to help you out.
Melon. It's the melon. I don't like melon.
Oh, you don't like melon liqueur?
I don't like any melon.
But
no.
this is like a fuzzy navel when you talk about how sweet it is.
Here we go, man.
I don't even. I don't know what that is either.
Mixology 101. Here we go.
You know who showed me a fuzzy navel one time? I think it was Paul Menage showed me a fuzzy navel. I says, this tastes good. He says, don't ever drink more than one. He says, because it'll hit you 20 minutes after you leave the bar. I says, okay. He's peach schnapps. He says, it'll take a while to work into your system and start taking over. So I said, okay, fine. I appreciate that. And then somebody told me, I said, well, that's a ladies' drink, man. You don't drink those things.
This looks like a lady's drink too.
It does,
It's
doesn't
a
it?
lady's drink.
If it's fruity
Well,
and brightly colored, and the pineapple juice is
the
going to make it
further
look bright
you get
yellow.
away from straight bourbon whiskey into the sweetness, colorful decorations,
with little,
garnish,
with
and
little
stuff
umbrellas
like that,
in the drink.
that's the scale. You see, as you go
I guess
toward,
I'm not very ladylike because I.
you
Straight
drink,
vodka?
you drink Jack Daniels out of the bottle. Is that it?
No.
With a straw.
I at least put it in a glass.
All right, very good. We did get a note called in back to the whole Heimlich maneuver in PE, Heimlich maneuver in CPR. Caller says it should be part of physical education class.
Well, that would make some
Right.
sense.
Usually it's part of health class.
Yeah.
Right, part of health
But
class.
there's
right.
a lot of. It's an expensive thing. It's
Well, you gotta
not
buy
like
those
You get a
dummies.
Yeah.
volleyball, you can take
Yeah.
care of 50 kids.
Yeah.
You get a net, you can take care of 100 kids, and a volleyball, or 2 volleyballs. And it seems to me that I've taken all those courses, and man, you need the mannequins, and you need this, and you need that,
Yeah.
Right.
and then you have to worry about the safety, what am I thinking of? Even when you're using the mannequins, you use it's like a prophylactic rubber thing over
Oh,
the
a funnel.
mouth.
Over
It's
the
like
mouth,
a funnel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm,
So I forget the term, but anyway, but I know about it and I know how to use it and all. But you got to do all that, and now you're talking about teaching 2,400 school kids in each town. Wow.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah, that's
I think
an
it's a good
expense.
idea. And then like I said, I remember being taught. And then after, that was
In place of what, though? It's seriously.
it was
I
it
mean,
was in health it was part of health class.
Okay,
It was
so
like
like-
it was like a day. It
but you
wasn't
said
like a
okay, good, PE,
Right.
because
Not
to
PE,
me
no.
there's too many, like, you drive down the roads in the morning, and kids ain't walking 10 feet before they got to get on a bus. It stops at every block. The kids don't exercise enough today. I mean, yeah, hey, look, I'm no perfect example. Round's the shape, okay? But, you know, at my age, I can still get on a bicycle, and I can do 30 miles on a bicycle. You know, I mean, kids have got to
In a row?
exercise
Wow.
today.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, I mean, you know, I imagine with the Heimlich maneuver and you know, the chest compressions and everything, kids got, you know, people got to live. People got to be alive to exercise, but. You know, kids
Yeah.
got to exercise today.
So keeping it on the theme of on the theme of liquor in the Pearl
Oh
Harbor.
boy, back to liquor.
I don't know if Rich heard about this, but what's the world coming to, Rich? When your Fireball whiskey doesn't have any whiskey in it. Have you heard about this? You know what Fireball whiskey is?
Yeah, I know what a Fireball. Absolutely.
There's a new lawsuit says Fireball whiskey product doesn't actually have any whiskey in it.
What's it got in it then?
Well, in the lawsuit filed in Illinois, Anna Marquez alleges the company misled consumers by selling nearly identical 3-ounce bottles of Fireball Cinnamon, a malt liquor meant to taste like the company's actual Fireball Cinnamon whiskey. The suit said the product was sold at thousands of stores across the country. It alleges the label misleads consumers into thinking the bottle contains distilled spirits.
Okay, so is it being sold as an NA? Because you got NA non-alcohol beers.
You said it's malt it's malt liquor.
It's a
Malt
malt liquor
liquor.
meant to taste like
Taste
the
like-
actual whiskey, but there's no whiskey in it.
There's no. Is there?
So there is still liquor in it.
there's
though.
still alcohol in it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's
Right.
still got an alcoholic content.
Yes.
So this is just a random woman who is just so
She's not
upset
happy.
about this. She feels she has been so
She's been
gravely
misled.
wronged
Yes.
that she is suing them.
Yes. And I don't know what she wants.
Seems
I don't know
random.
If she,
Money?
I don't know if she wants money or does she
Everybody
want them.
wants money.
She wants
Joe.
money.
Or does she want them to relabel their bottles to say what they
she
actually
just wants
are?
the money.
I
It
wish-
must
I
be
wish
like
it
one of these
said-
people, you know, that you get a hot cup of coffee and it's got the thing that says contents may be hot.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Because of
yeah,
that
there you
person.
go.
Right, right.
All right, but really, what is the world coming to when your whiskey doesn't have whiskey in it? You know.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs.
All right, there we go. That's I wanted to bring that up because we were on the whole alcohol thing. Seth Magaziner, he'll be the new Democratic whip, regional whip for the House Democratic Caucus. Got to give him something.
But if
to
you know
do.
Seth, the way he dresses, he'll be the cool whip.
Now, the responsibilities of the regional whip include keeping track of the votes of other New England party members. And he will see who you're voting for. Are you voting the party line? And boy, you better vote the party line.
And he will whip your vote.
otherwise
That's
he'll
what the,
whip your vote,
Yep.
and he will tell on you.
He'll hand out a card, which is an invitation to the speaker's office.
If you're a
have that
good
special
whip,
discussion.
if you're a good whip, you
yeah.
don't have to tattle on folks. You're just able to get them to come along.
Follow the party line, huh? Don't be thinking on your own.
We need you to support this. You know,
We really need you to support this.
tell you what.
Can we count on your vote?
Tell
Yes,
you what. Tell
exactly.
you what. We'll vote for that no smoking
In the casino.
in Lincoln. If you will vote for these 3 bills, and you say to yourself, "Well, that's not fair. I vote for 3. You give me 1."
Depends on.
But that's the bully pulpit of the speaker
That's
or the
what-
president.
That's what we want you to do. All right. Should it be a law no smoking at the casinos, Rich?
A law.
There's a bill in the House that says.
Well, there's
yeah,
already a law
No,
from
I mean,
2004.
you know, these
but there's an
casinos-
exception for the casino.
Yes.
Right.
These casinos make enough money. I mean, I don't frequent them. My wife thoroughly enjoys going, which that's a release. I love it. She
Does the
enjoys
smoke
it.
bother her?
She's a non-smoker, and she absolutely hates it. And I heard you guys talk about earlier how who was the brain trust that decided to put
The smokers on the
the
first
smokers
floor.
on the first floor, because she goes to the non-smoking. She goes, I don't get shit. First of all, you have to walk through the smoking
Right.
area to
Right.
get
To get
to
in
get
there.
them. So,
Right. Right.
yeah, but you know, to me, I what I agree with is that you know, don't make it a law, but geez, these casinos got enough money. Why don't you just build a non-smoking section on like that first floor you were talking about earlier, Melissa? Make that a non-smoking right there,
Yeah.
and just have them on one side. But then again, there's the argument with these people that play the slot machines. Well, the smokers' side They pay out
Pays
better.
out better.
Yeah, you hear all these rumors.
Oh, that can't possibly be true.
Nah, please. Right.
All right, break time here at Coffee. And once again, comments and questions can still be called in at 766-1240. This portion of the Coffee and program sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
Since its founding in 1996, the Valley Breeze has been the trusted source for local news in the Blackstone Valley. Our readers and advertisers understand that shining a light on all aspects of our communities and doing it with some of the best local journalism anywhere makes these cities and towns better places to live in. We believe that truth has value and should triumph over rumors and misinformation. See valleybreeze.com or any of our 5 editions for more on how you can be part of this local news success story.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Celebrate the Chinese New Year, the Year of the Rabbit, with Chan's. Friday, January 27th at 8 p.m., Billy Veeder and the No Agenda Band in the Four Seasons Banquet Room. And then on Saturday the 28th, it's Love Dogs. $20 in advance, $25 at the door, rocking, swinging, jump blues septet from Boston. That's Chan's, takeout, delivery, reservations, 765-1900, the number for all. 765-1900. Chan's is at 267 Main Street in Woonsocket. Kung Hei Fat Choi, Happy Chinese New Year from Chan's.
You can depend on us for public service, ON Radio.
All right, it is Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Rich Lane, Melissa Murray, and Dave Richards is here as well. And I don't know why we didn't come up with this, Dave.
I don't know either, Joe. And there's going to be an inquisition on
why we didn't come up with it. But there's a company that's having a contest where there could be absolutely no possible winner.
They're giving away eggs.
No,
okay.
We're already doing that.
Okay.
But we're going to give this we're going to give away this really big reward.
Yeah.
No one can possibly win. And here's what's going on.
Oh, dear.
We've all heard of
Sounds like fraud to me.
Well, not really. They're kind of skirting that issue. It's chicken of the sea.
Okay.
Who likes chicken of the sea tuna?
No.
No?
Well,
Melissa?
I don't like tuna. I ain't going to go after the brand name.
I like tuna, but we often buy a store brand.
Right,
put it
yeah,
that way,
same.
yeah.
Same thing? All right. This seafood company is offering a big reward for anyone who can go under the sea and find a mythical creature. Chicken of the Sea will give someone $1 million if they submit video evidence and set up an interview with a mermaid.
Dave, I'm going to buy you the bottom half of a mermaid outfit, okay? I'm going to throw you in the ocean. I'll go down in a diving suit, take a couple of pictures. We'll make a ton of money.
That's about as legal and ethical as what
As
the
it gets.
company's doing right now. Yeah.
Now,
Right.
but they have very specific rules.
Uh-huh.
They point out that aquatic animals, such as manatees, dolphins, sharks, they're not mermaids, so they can't be used. The rules also specify that any other mythical oceanic lake, river, and or water-dwelling creature like sirens or blue men are not eligible as well.
Blue Man.
No
You know,
Nessie?
that's from the Blue Man Group.
And contestants have only until the end of next month to submit their entries. What a perfect idea to have a great contest, offer a huge prize. Nobody can win. Why didn't we think of this, Dave? What can we come up and give away $1 billion that no one could possibly win?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What's the one in Scotland? The
Loch Ness.
myth-
The Loch-
the Loch Ness.
Nessie,
Somebody's
yeah.
going to come up with something like that. You
Yeah.
watch.
Scotland,
Not
maybe.
good.
Oh,
No,
absolutely,
right, sure.
absolutely.
But they've been doing that for years. People
Yeah, yeah.
flock there
Yeah.
to go and
One
try
of the
to find
longest
it.
running scams, that and free shipping.
Now the content, I might have missed it. You might have said it,
Okay.
Joe. What are they giving it? What will they say they're giving away?
$1 million.
$1 million.
Oh, $1 million.
A
Yeah.
million American
Oh, man, I'd
civilians.
find-
If you
Yes.
interview a real,
You need video evidence and set up an interview with the mermaid. I guess
The
maybe
interview. You know, what if
You're assuming the mermaid can talk.
what if the mermaid
English.
don't speak your language?
I know.
We don't even know what a mermaid looks like,
Something
right?
like that.
Well, as
Problems
usual, you're
like that.
top half woman, bottom half fish.
Yes.
and we know this.
From Walt Disney. Come on.
Right,
Tom.
right.
Joe Siegel.
I've seen one.
Okay. All right. All right. You
So,
know that
yeah.
reminds. Okay, so I used to work at a bookstore, and we sold a lot more than books. And there was like, we would sell like sage and herbs, and some people would burn them, and they would use a pheasant wing to, it was like a Native American thing. They would use a pheasant wing to push the smoke around.
All right.
And so we always would take special orders because we would run out. And so a woman called me, and she said, I need to place a special order. I said, okay. And she said, I need a phoenix wing. And I said, well,
They're not real.
that's going to be difficult.
Real
do you,
difficult.
do you mean,
Airfare to Arizona.
I'm pretty sure that what you want is a pheasant wing. No, I want a phoenix wing.
Wow.
And, trying to explain, I can't do that for you.
Yes.
That's
But
right.
I can get you something
They generally
else.
burn up,
That's
before you
right.
get a chance to pluck
She
them.
was very, very upset that I would not
Order a phoenix.
order
feather.
her a phoenix wing.
That was
Wow,
the
that's
same.
funny.
That was the same woman, probably, that called into the radio station and wanted the deer crossing signs moved.
Because the deers can't read.
Did you ever hear that one? That
Yes.
That is absolutely the. I saw it the other day, and for the people out there that don't know it, some woman called into a radio station. I'll make it brief, saying that they should move the deer crossing signs away from the highway so the deer won't be so
Tempted to cross there.
tempted to cross there. That they should put the deer crossing signs in a school.
In a safer
zone.
place.
Yeah, in a safer place. It just and like you crack up.
Oh,
Look it up.
goodness.
Google.
Oh,
you never seen it,
goodness.
Melissa?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
Google.
yeah, that's-
Google it.
that's
Yeah,
a
But this
Google-
person was serious?
Oh yeah,
Like,
the
they
woman
weren't-
was serious. You
It's
Google,
dangerous for the deer to cross here. Look at all the cars going by.
Google deer crossing
Oh my goodness.
signs.
So we'll move the
And
sign.
the disc jockeys that were on that morning, you could hear it in the background. They're going, and like, the woman's dead serious.
She's very concerned about the deer.
Oh, yes, yeah. They're crossing at the wrong place.
And you don't want to hit one with your car.
No.
Oh my
So
goodness.
this next one happened in Pittsburgh. It sounds like, I think this is a setup to try to be funny, because I don't know why someone would do this. An Uber Eats delivery man can't exactly say one delivery was an easy layup. On Wednesday night at Loyola Chicago Duquesne College basketball game was stopped when a delivery man walked onto the court. The ESPN game broadcast caught the man standing in the corner near the three-point line as he looked around for a person who placed his Uber Eats order.
I saw that this
Did you? The
on
video?
TV. Yeah, I was watching the news this morning, and they had a little blurb on it. And the guy was like dressed all in yellow and stuff, and he
Yeah.
has this bag and this Coke in his hand. And he's
Well, it makes
and,
you
and he
wonder-
actually went. Yeah, he actually stepped out onto the floor.
floor.
I mean, he couldn't have been more than the referee was behind the 3-point
Yeah.
line, behind the shooter, behind the 3-point line, and the guy kind of like cut right in back of the ref. But they say it was he didn't get thrown out or anything.
No.
But they said it was all a gimmick. That's what they said this
Okay.
morning on the.
It,
Okay,
it certainly
was like
sounds it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It does go on to say one of the referees whistled for an official timeout as the delivery man was ushered off the court. And no word on if the person who placed the order ever got their food. Because I'm thinking, if you're the Uber Eats driver, and you show up, if you're down there at the amp now, they're not going to let you in.
Yeah, but you know all these.
You don't have a ticket.
And Joe, you know
Right.
all these. But even if he did have a ticket and it was a stunt thing,
Yeah.
you know all these places now. Like once you start to get down into the like rich people seats,
Yeah.
which are in
Down
the low,
courtside.
You usually got ushers down there. Can I see your ticket?
Yeah,
Can I
they're
see your
stopping
ticket?
you.
And not only that, these people have probably had tickets for years to sit down there, and the ushers know them by their face. You know, you got some jamoke coming down there with a
with an Uber.
You will go, you know, with
It's
an
a
Uber
yellow.
Eats bag and stuff like that. You got to be saying, better check this dude out.
That's
you know?
another one. The building won't let you in because you're bringing in food from the outside. We sell
There
food
you go.
in here.
Yeah, that's
Right.
right.
We're not going
That's
to
Yeah.
right.
allow
Yeah,
it.
so it was all
So
a
what was
scam.
the-
So it sounds like a
and,
setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me. This is This is almost 25 years ago. I was at a Providence Bruins game, and the Providence Bruins used to bring in a guy who would go around to. I don't know if he still does it. He's out of Canada. He was called the Happy Trumpeteer, and he was there up and down the aisles, blowing the playing songs, blowing the trumpet. Well, I found this out after the fact, and this was a setup. He went to one of the kids that was selling popcorn, and he goes, "I'm going to come up behind you, blow a note into your back of your head. You fling all the tray of the popcorn up in the air. It'll be hysterical." And it was. He did it, blew the note. The trumpet, the guy with the popcorn threw it all up in the air. Place cracked up laughing. The problem was he did not clear this with the Providence Bruins.
Oh, man.
They were really upset. They lost all that revenue in popcorn.
Oh, my God.
So I think they
Please.
actually took it out of his fee.
Oh.
If we're going to pay you $500 to be here to do this, we're taking back $75 in lost popcorn.
Popcorn's expensive when you're
And I'm not-
stuck in a
Oh,
building. You can't get it
was
anywhere
a whole
else.
rack
Right.
of thing. They lost the whole tray.
I'm not
No
casting,
sense of humor.
I'm not
No.
casting aspersions on anybody, but I'd be interested if the Jacobs brothers owned the Bruins at that point.
No, not at that time.
No,
They
not
did
at that
not.
time.
No,
Okay.
they didn't. And I don't think he was ever invited back. That was the
Oh.
other thing. We can't have any of these shenanigans any more. All right, so none of that.
You're too good at your job.
You're too
Get
good
out.
at it. He was actually a very good trumpet player too.
By the way, breaking
Yes.
news.
Oh, yes, Dave.
From the email, a listener has sent us an email saying, think back now several subjects before.
All right,
If you add cranberry juice to a Pearl Harbor,
what do you get?
All right.
you get a drink called a watermelon.
It looked like a watermelon, I guess.
It says
Yeah.
here, I used to drink those in my younger days. Delicious.
No kidding.
Come on
Really?
down to Post 85. We'll make you a watermelon.
All right, we'll make you a Pearl Harbor, and you
Pearl
can add
Harbor
the cranberry
watermelon. There
juice.
you go.
All right, that just leaves me. When I was going to school out in Idaho,
Everybody can top this one, right?
there was a bar out there. It is still there. Sounds like a strip joint. It is not. It's called Hump and Hannah's. Best bar in Boise, Idaho, by the way, if you ever go there. They had Watermelon Wednesday. They came up with their own drink, and you could only have it on Wednesdays. And they poured it out of a plastic bottle into your glass. And they charged whatever it was. And I did ask one time, they go, "What's in it?" "We can't tell you. If we tell you, word gets out, the other bars start selling it."
There you go.
Oh,
Big
all right.
secret.
So
reminds-
it was pretty tasty.
That
by the way.
reminds me of that Facebook meme that you showed me the other day, Joe, the Kentucky
Kentucky
Fried
Fried Chicken?
Colonel,
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried Chicken store, and it's got a sign where you can put the letters up on the white background and everything. And how did they word it, Joe? It says, "Our
Their
secret
secret
recipe is not stored in anyone's garage.
Garage.
That's why it's still a secret."
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that.
I said, "Oh, that's a good one
Clever.
right there." Someone's
Clever, yeah.
someone's thinking over there. All right, a nun is being praised for stopping a robbery attempt at a Western New York poverty center. Sister Mary Janice is the director of the Response to Love Center in Buffalo, which provides food, care, and other services to the needy. She said she heard a noise outside, saw a stepladder out of place. When she opened the door, one would-be robber fled while the other was forced to jump off the roof after she threw the ladder down. Yeah, now what are you going to do? She told him, quote, "This is God's property, and get out." And he did.
Can you imagine sitting there with your fellow
fellow
thieves
nuns?
there
Oh,
at
yeah,
a bar
thieves. Oh,
at
how
a bar at
embarrassing.
night,
Right.
and they say, "Yeah, you had a nun scare you, man.
Get
out
of
of
here. And give me a man card on your way out. Yeah. So,
Oh,
okay.
God, that's
Sister
a good one
Mary.
right there. That always, sister.
Sister
It's
Mary
always-
Denise.
yeah.
Keep
right.
going at him.
You just grab this step ladder
Good
and
for
throw
her.
it down.
Good
Now,
for her.
now what are you going to do? Uh-oh.
Also, you shouldn't be stealing from the poor. Like you're literally stealing from the
Good
poor.
point.
Good for her.
Good
Good
point.
for her.
All right, they caught this down in Louisiana, like they wouldn't catch this. LSU football coach Brian Kelly saw some extra money in his bank account last year. According to a recent audit, the university overpaid Kelly by a little more than $1 million during a 2-month period. LSU says it started paying Kelly's LLC in May, but mistakenly continued to pay payments to him directly. All right?
Oh.
The university and Kelly have agreed to an adjusted payment schedule so they can recoup the money. Sorry, you can't keep it.
So that implies that an adjusted payment schedule, like a repayment schedule. So
Yeah.
I noticed this like ton of extra money in my account. So
He spent it? I don't know. Ooh, it's a
is
bonus.
it gone already? Like
That happened to us here
I
at
don't
the
know.
station. And that's when they hacked our credit card machine. This is back during the pandemic.
yeah.
They hacked our credit card machine, and all of a sudden Denise is seeing this $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 extra dollars here. She said, "We got to do something about this," and that's exactly what it was. They hacked our credit card machine, and they made believe that people bought stuff with a credit card that was stolen, and then credited it through our machine to our account, because they would bring it back a few hours later and get the refund before the payment was properly
Posted.
processed.
Yeah.
I see.
And then there was money left over, which they would then go through the credit card machine to get out of our bank account. And of course, the fabulous Denise, always
On top of
watching
things.
things, what's going on, things, right? Yeah, she says, there's a problem here.
Yeah.
It took us 4 months to solve that problem. And then, of course, we got a new credit card machine and a new company to administer it, because the Rhode Island company that let that happen ain't getting our business no more.
I
Wow.
don't blame you.
I had to go to Atlanta to get a company that
Wow.
would watch this, although I do it through the local institution.
All right, very good. We've come to the end of the program. We thank you very much for listening as always. Dave Richards, thanks for coming in.
It's been a pleasure to be with our friends this morning.
All right, Melissa Murray, thanks for being here as well.
Thank you for having me. Happy weekend, everybody.
All right, and Rich Lane for Post 85, thanks for
Yep.
coming in.
Just
Thank
happy,
you,
happy,
and
joy.
Yeah, and Bill Reynolds, rest in peace, Wild Bill. We'll miss you.
All right, and check your Fireball whiskey. Make sure there's real whiskey in it there at Post 85, okay?
I might have to
Test it.
check that out
Yeah,
later.
Give it a little
Yeah.
taste.
Okay.
All right. This is,
Sacrifice yourself.
yes.
Yeah, what the heck? Somebody's got to do it. Twist
That's
my arm.
right.
Go ahead.
This is Joe Callahan. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Stay tuned. Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember at 9:30 on ON Radio?
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now,